Oh, what a great time to be alive.
You
Hello,
leave your
everyone.
headphones on again?
Oh, yeah. He's changed it. Did you not hear?
No.
I think he's added he's added something, man. He's added something. It isn't just the piano anymore. I could be wrong about this, Bob. Do you know?
I'm not sure. I didn't really see anything too different, but it popped me though.
Yeah, it doesn't look different. I was talking about the instrumental, Bob. As a music critic, I thought you'd be helpful there. But nonetheless, hello. As the intro may have explained, this is Fed Dead Redemption, a spooky version of that very program. We have an expert panel as always. It is a big night for grins. We're going to be here for the next 4 hours probably with this and Asuka Grin Grappler or Grin Grappler Asuka, depending on your preferred branding. But first, we're going to preview the World Wrestling Federation's Extreme Rules pay-per-view extravaganza. I'm very excited. Vontavious Porter, how are you this evening?
Yeah, I'm good. There was a lot of wins on Raw last night, so I'm here to celebrate.
This show wouldn't exist if it wasn't for one particular win. Had to do it. Had to get in while we could. Things can change quickly in this business. This was good, I have to say. I don't know who came up with Monty dangerously. That was unbelievable. When Hanger said that, I popped huge, man. That was incredible.
I'm not going to even ruin it.
Yeah.
And say who came up with it.
My God. Wow. Bruce Pritchard?
No.
Greg Gagne?
Close.
Kevin Sullivan. Fair enough. We'll leave that mystery alive. Bobby Two Shoes, how are you tonight, pal?
I'm doing well, man. Fired up for this. Fired up for the Asuka show that we're doing later. Getting my haircut later this week, so that'll be fun too. Just a good time, man.
All right, let me ask. Was you gonna bring up the haircut until I said it to you before, or do you feel you have to defend yourself? Because I hope that wasn't the case.
No, I mean I was planning to go this week anyway, but I know we talked about it a little bit before the show, and it'll look different for the grin. So
good. It will look different for the grin. Okay, good. There you go, folks. $1 will get you access to that. Hell of a time. This Thursday, it's the draft, right? Bob, we're starting the draft this week. So we're going to start with the inferior male wrestlers, just as we did last year. All right. Now, here's the deal, folks. This is an Extreme Rules pay-per-view preview. I want to give the lads a chance to try and talk things through. Monty, I heard your opinions on SmackDown last night on WrestleBreeze. You said it was awful. You said it was the worst television program in recent memory. You got mad about it. You punched your laptop. None of these things happened, but you didn't like SmackDown particularly, did you? You thought it was kind of fine, right? Am I right in saying this, Monty?
Yeah, it was all whatever. You didn't need to watch it.
I didn't. Bob, did you like SmackDown?
I saw Bailey and Shotzi. I thought that was pretty good. The rest of the show, it was kind of one you could skip. They had the hurricane stuff going on. They have certain members of the roster that can't get into Canada, so that didn't help. And Roman wasn't there, so yeah.
Oh. What was the certain members comment about, Bob? Was that a political statement?
Well, it's a vaccine thing, plus certain people with criminal records can't get in for various reasons.
Jesus, right. You're too specific about it. Okay. Oh, damn it. I just saw the cage match rating for a certain match. Got real mad. All right. Hang on a second. Let's get to it. I don't want to waste too much time on this TV business. You know what I mean? We've got to talk about the pay-per-view. But last night was quite the ordeal. Monty and I were doing the Wrestle Purists podcast with Manny and Hangman, backup Hangman, not Hangman Adam Page. And, we're talking, we're having a whale of a time. And then I got off, and someone DM'd me. It was Don't Have an At. In fact, here he is. He said, Alexa Bliss and Io is the main event of Raw. And Monty can confirm that this resulted in a post-match, post-show emergency meeting among the Wrestle Purists as I pleaded for an explanation as to why this was the main event and what the reason for this could be. Of course, the answer was more heat. Can you just paint this picture here, Monty? It was quite the scene last night. At one point, I demanded that you book it for me, and you began to look at your format like you were kind of creative. It was somewhat desperate. So this kind of set the scene before we get into the victory lap. Monty, where was you at when this whole news broke last night and we were talking it through?
On the show when you mentioned it.
Yeah.
That's when I found out that Alexa Bliss, main event Bliss, was back again. You know, that's a second main event under Triple H, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, she's back, bro. She's back.
I've heard
the goddess is coming. You know.
It's the sports style presentation. I don't know what's happened to the chat. I don't know what this means. Someone explain. Bob, when did you find out about this business with the all caps assassins?
I don't. Yeah, I saw it when I saw it when the Fightful thing went out, and so like 5 minutes before the show, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Hopefully it's good, and probably was gonna watch football, but I'll tune in for that, and that's pretty much what I did. Yeah.
Wait, did you not watch Raw at all?
No, I saw the like Hulu version or whatever today, or the DVR version. It's not on Hulu yet, but it was on my DVR.
Right. Okay, I was just wondering. I like that you were modest and pretend you didn't have the inside scoop on this. That was nice of you. So I was very tired. I had done a 2-hour solo show in which I complained and whined about wrestling. I then did the Wrestle Periods podcast. I was tired. I went to sleep instead. I woke up at 4 a.m. to a text from my friend, the Wrestle Purist himself, Montgomery, who said something to the effect of, "I'm not sure, but I believe Lexi hooped." I read this many times before understanding what he was talking about or why he was messaging me this. Then I realized that, oh my God, Raw was still on as I awoke. It was still existing on the USA Network. So I was like, well, the obvious thing to do in this situation is to simply watch the match at 4 a.m., right? So in I went. And I'm not going to lie, you're my friend, Monty. I think you understand where I'm coming from here. I was very confident that when you said, I'm not sure, but you was right to be unsure. Because this match sounded like, an interesting equation to me.
It was 4 a.m., man, you know?
Bro, that shit was good, right? Yeah. That's the best EOs. That's the most comfortable EOs looked on the main roster. She looked comfortable in there against fucking Alexa Bliss.
You know, she's the greats get the best working. You know,
I guess so. Man.
That's what Lexi did. It was crazy, man. Because obviously, you know, Raw starts at 1 a.m., finishes at 4. It's a bit of a marathon over here in Britain. You know,
Great Britain.
And that third hour was it was getting tough. I was in and out of sleep, and our good friend Lexi, she brought that babyface fire, and she was, carried a main event,
Carried it, yeah. Carried it, steered the old young rookie, EO Sky through another classic.
Yeah, looked good, man. Like you said, she looked comfortable.
Really yeah.
Like the way that she's been moving recently, like you can tell she's been dealing with like a foot, ankle injury, whatever it is. But like last night, it wasn't obvious at all. You know, she looked comfortable, like you said. She looked 100%. More comfortable. She didn't look awkward. She wasn't taking these weird steps, and yeah.
The Bianca matches didn't quite click, did they? Like honestly, not even doing a bit anymore. Like last night, they appeared to be more on the same page than EO did in either of the matches Bianca. I thought they didn't quite. And I agree with you. Part of it is EO looked more comfortable, but I don't think that's I think there may be a chemistry thing with her and Bianca. Perhaps I don't know.
The first match was pretty good.
It was good.
But it had its awkward moments.
Yeah, it like clunky, like rough around the edges in a way, which isn't always a problem, but it was noticeable. Bob, where do you stand on this business? Monty and I, we're pretty triumphant here, pal. We think we've figured it out. We've cracked it.
Yeah, I'm glad it really worked out the way it did, because I think the two of them have kind of been the third best in-ring workers in their group in the past month or whatever, so I was a little worried it would go sideways, but it ruled, man. I'm really glad they delivered. I obviously like both of them quite a bit, and it's a good step in the right direction for EO for sure, but it's definitely more kind of intriguing now that maybe Alexa's out of the equation, Asuka seems to be out of the equation. Like, what are they going to do with that? So that was a good part of it too.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable with that stance you just took, so I just quickly want to remove myself in case anyone screenshotted. But yeah, no, in all seriousness, to be clear, we're not saying it was like a 4-star match. It was just a good TV match.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
I will
3
say,
and 4.
and this is one thing I will stick to, though, legitimately. I do think the match was worked with an urgency and a logic that a lot of TV matches legitimately lack on Raw because they go so long. Like, it seemed like they were trying to win from the first minute, you know? It wasn't work like they were, oh shit, we've got to get through
Yeah,
another
no,
entrance.
like that first like opening 90 seconds from Alexa Bliss was like good, like legitimately good. You know, that babyface fire trying to get revenge on the heel from earlier in the show. You know, did you see the promo backstage where she looked dead down the camera?
Oh
It's
yeah,
like tonight. You
yeah.
know,
They threw the fucking place came up and everyone turned the TVs off. No, never mind. I didn't mean that.
It was obviously because Alexa Bliss was obviously instructed, and obviously it made sense for her to wrestle with a bit more, you know, like urgency and stuff at the start. It, you know, it just maybe she should just wrestle her all the time. The fired up baby face.
This match, for those of you
Main
keeping
event
notes,
Bliss.
for those of you keeping track at home, this match received higher ratings than the following. The Judgment Day, which is Damian Priest and Finn Balor, they wrestled AJ Styles and Rey Mysterio, which was lower rated than Alexa and Io. In addition, Dakota Kai and Candice LeRae, I've heard good things about, was also rated lower. Otis and Johnny Gargano, rated lower. Braun Strowman and Chad Gable, also rated lower. And of course, Solo Sikoa and Angelo Dawkins, rated low, which Monty has explained to me, damaged him severely last night. I'm told you were struggling to stay awake during that one, Monty. So
Third hour, bro. Third hour when you're putting Solo Sikoa versus Angelo Dawkins. God bless both of them, but you know, them 3 a.m. matches. I need that Alexa Bliss fire, you know.
They went in 12 minutes, which rules so much. All right. Okay. Now, in all seriousness, all bits aside, I've said that a lot today. I'm being very serious. Have you noticed that, Bob? How locked in I am? Back on Fed Dead, brother, in the driving seat. You know what I mean? It's weird. So they closed the show with Heat, and Bob, you kind of alluded to it. It appears they were kind of getting Asuka and Alexa out of the picture. Do we think that's a long-term thing, or is that instead a way to add some drama to Saturday's match, or whatever it is, Sunday? Is it Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday.
Is that a way to add drama to Saturday's match, Bob, in terms of just Bianca's kind of on her own, and perhaps that sets the stage for a return? Maybe, just maybe. Bob, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it could be that, or, you know, it could be Bianca thinks so, you know, she still has Candice or whatever, and then Candice goes with Damage Control instead if they want to do that, and then save the returns for the big season premiere episode of Raw on Monday. It definitely feels like maybe Becky's coming back, maybe some other people, and just kind of going to make this whole thing a lot more intriguing.
I currently think the match is Bianca, Becky, Asuka, and Alexa versus Damage Control, which includes Candice LeRae. That's my current guess,
Okay.
genuinely. Yeah. I think they may have gone so far getting heat on Asuka and Alexa that you can't do the turn like soon. Monty, what do you think? Do you think Candice is the likely fit for the extra member of Damage Control? What do you think, Monty?
You know where I'm at with Damage Control, man. It's indie.
Okay, but what would the War Games match be though?
I don't know.
Great. Horrendous. Oh, fair enough. Just so locked into your prediction that you refuse to waver. Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
I appreciated the way they went with Damage Control. They went the extended heat. It was bold. I still don't think it's like quite where you want it to be. Maybe I'm being unfair. It's still
it closed with pretty good heat, you know.
Yeah,
there was pretty good noise in there for it, you know.
All right, look, let's just talk about it. Fuck it.
Let's talk about it.
I watched the contract sign and I was like, is this good?
No.
Was that good?
I liked it.
Bob liked it. See what I'm saying? A lot of people liked it. I'm not saying it was bad. I just don't think those talking segments have been very good. I didn't think the one with Bailey and Alexa was good. I didn't think the one with Bailey and Bianca. I don't think they're very good. They're not doing a lot for me.
Bianca's promo, I mean, it was a Bianca promo, which is, you know, pretty high ceiling, pretty high floor, pretty low ceiling, you know. Once you've heard a Bianca promo a few times, you've heard them all. When it got down to the brawl, the spot where Bailey pulls her over the desk by a braid.
Yeah.
That was cool, and there was cool moments within the segment, but overall, I wouldn't say it was good. But I definitely wouldn't say it was bad either. Bailey's promos, like you were saying to me earlier, like the live promos, just not. It's not where she's most comfortable. I wouldn't outright say she's bad at them, but like I said, there was good and bad moments in such a condensed segment.
Yeah.
So it had its ups and downs.
I think she's still, for me anyway, and I know I put a little bit of love in this run, so I'm not saying that, like, it's just my take. I think she's finding the balance between, like, comedy shtick Bailey and, like, what they want this faction to be. You know what I mean? Like, because they're, like, vicious. Like, the angle they shot after the main event was, like, pretty brutal. You know, they had the ladder in there, and they were but, like, she's also, like, still full, like, shtick to me at times, like the ding dong and the, you know, and I get it. I understand you can do both to some extent, but I don't know, Bob. You're probably higher on it than us. What did you think of the Bailey Bianca kind of presentation and toxic attraction? Jesus wept, damage control as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, I like the contract signing. I think Bailey was very good in it. The backstage stuff was cool, and then Bailey kind of pulling Bianca over the table was a cool spot. It looked a little strange, but it worked out. I think it was filmed weird. I mean, I think it's a step in the right direction to kind of get them more intense. Both things they did last night. They're not, I don't think, where they should be yet. We've talked about that quite a bit, but like that's definitely a step in the right direction. And, if you want to get them there for War Games, I think you have a really good chance to do that.
I want to know more about the identity of the group. I don't watch the show closely, so it could be on me. I've heard some talk about, basically it's completely against the status quo in the division, basically, right? It's like shaking up the division. Yeah. And I don't know if they've nailed that, but I do think they need, obviously, time to figure it out. And it's 3 singles wrestlers, and there's a lot of different things. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm waiting for it to click for me. Yeah. They've had a few moments. Let's get to the pay-per-view. Is there anything else on Raw you guys want to talk about before we do this? Anything else on Raw before we do some Extreme Rules business? What do you think?
I think when they first brought Damage Control onto the main roster, and I like Damage Control, they were like fucking up like a lot of the show. Do you know what I mean? Like obviously, like book two. I don't mean like quality wise ruining the show. I mean like they were literally like disrupting the show. Yeah. That obviously got the point across a lot better, and that kind of tapered off. The ending angle last night was pretty good for that. Do you know what I mean? But we was talking about it earlier with Bailey, I think, and you kind of touched on it a little bit just now about like how she's kind of like finding her feet as this current character. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, obviously, we all know she's done heel before. It's what she was doing before she got injured. But like this layer of heel, this type of heel, is something that it seems like she's still adjusting to. So, obviously Bailey's a great performer, so she'll probably find her feet eventually. The match on Saturday this weekend will probably be really good as well. But yeah, there's still a little bit more to be desired,
I think so, yeah. This is a big this weekend. We'll get into it. I have some concerns, but we'll get into those in a moment. Bobby, anything else on Raw, mate, before we talk Extreme Rules?
Nothing that really stood out. Just a really few nice matches. I think the Otis match was fun. I don't know if I would have had Gargano lose, but it was a good match. Lashley and Ali had a really nice match. I hope they're kind of building to something there, but we'll see about that because I know they're doing Lashley Seth again for the U.S. title next week, so it might just be a one-off thing. So, overall, go check those two out, but that's about it.
I think you're lot getting a new champ next Monday, Bob. U.S. New champion. Fucking owned. All right. Let's move forward here with the Extreme Rules. Let's get straight into it. The namesake, the Extreme Rules match itself. Liv Morgan, Ronda Rousey, SmackDown, women's title on the line. I will be completely honest. I'm going to just immediately go out in front of this and say it. My interest in this match is exclusively from a sort of twisted, vague intrigue in this pairing. If you've watched these shows for the last few months, you'll know that I have never understood why these two women are paired together in a program. I have never understood why Liv was sent to SmackDown to feud with this division. I will never understand any of this, but I believe they have done some brawls, and this sounds like it could be a range of things all at once. So with that in mind, Monty, where do you stand before we even get into predictions, any of that? Just where do you stand on everything with Liv and Ronda? It's a weird dynamic, if you ask me. What do you think?
It's a weird dynamic. It's not something I would have even back then wouldn't have expected them to have like a great chemistry in a feud, with Ronda being the name that she is, it has undermined Liv quite a lot in this feud. Like you mentioned the brawls, Ronda has got the upper hand on Liv like pretty much in everyone. There was I think it might have been Friday's one when Liv came out with a bat and Ronda got the upper hand on her twice before it got split up. So it hasn't been great for Liv at all. This version of Ronda, her being kind of like the disobedient babyface that does what she wants, sort of thing, and gets arrested and all that sort of stuff, that has kind of worked, I guess, compared to where she was at before. It's still not great at all, but it's at least a step in the right direction if that's what they're aiming to do with her, I guess. It seems like Ronda's going to win the belt, which is unfortunate for fans of Liv Morgan, I guess, because she's never really felt like the centerpiece of the division, So it's not like she really like, it's kind of felt like a toy belt. Ronda's the main person in the division, so I guess it is probably just the right thing to do and just put the belt on who you want to be the centerpiece rather than trying to force the feel-good babyface. It's not. If you're gonna do it with Liv, they should do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
So
I agree. This kind of runner-up thing is with the belt is not really cutting it, right? It isn't good for anyone. Before I throw it to you, Bobby. Absolutely. Before I throw it to you, Bobby, a couple of things here. Shout out to my pal Hadester, who resubscribed with Prime. He says, "All hail. Appreciate you, brother. Hope your trip home was safe." Fused Over has also resubscribed with Prime. Thank you very much, pal. We appreciate you. And Jason has resubscribed with Prime. 5 months Jason's been watching this whole shit. He says, Kevin Sullivan, too spooky. Bob, your thoughts on Kevin Sullivan?
We probably shouldn't get into that again.
Into what?
That whole subject.
Kevin Sullivan was a good booker. What's your problem? What, you not talking about Nitro now? What's the deal?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, whatever you say. Fucking Fed loyalist to his core, am I right, Monty? Anyway, Bob, where do you stand? Liv Morgan, Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, I mean, I think, the Extreme Rules is a match type where they can kind of hide the fact that they might have some chemistry issues and stuff, and that's good. They'll just do a few big spots and everyone will only remember that. I think the past month has done a good amount for Liv. Like when she jumped off the ring post, that was cool. Kind of showed that she can do this big grand stuff. But yeah, overall, the reign has kind of been what it is. It's going to be interesting because I think Ronda's going to win on Saturday. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of where Liv goes from here. Because, is she in that top kind of 6 or 7 of the division now, or is she going to get shuffled back down? And that's kind of the more interesting part than I think the match itself even.
What do you think the answer to that should be?
I think, she's someone that the fans get behind. And I think there's a few non-title feuds you could do with her, but it's a little tough as well too, because she's not she's not Asuka, she's not Alexa, she doesn't have that sort of connection and kind of talent and in-ring stuff, and I think you could try it, but you got to be real careful about who the opponent is. And on SmackDown, there's not a ton of great options.
The fuck it.
They might have, yeah. I mean,
honestly, bro, it's just I like Liv, you seen what we was like when she won Money in the Bank and won the title.
Well,
we was
talk to yourself.
Nah, bro, you was on this hill with me. I'll die on it because I'm not a coward, but you're trying to distance yourself from it. I ain't having it. We was there. We was front of the queue. You know what I mean? Pumping our fists.
I just like to support you, mate.
Yeah. So the thing with Liv, and babyface is like Liv. You buy into the chase because it's it's all about the chase with those sort of baby faces. So when you actually pull the trigger and put the belt on them, you have to follow through with it properly. She should be fucking beating Ronda in 5 minutes clean. Like she should be not literally, but you know what I mean. Like she shouldn't be doing some
Right.
fuck. She shouldn't be doing like
Yes,
fuck
yeah.
finishes and stuff like
Mhm.
that. Like she should be the one. You know what I mean? Because that's. But when you do this, you know, when you put the belt on her and you don't really drive it home, you take away that like charm of the baby face that might not ever achieve. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because obviously she's got the belt now, and now you're kind of leaning on things that aren't. You know, she had those intangibles that she had on the come up, are kind of like they're gone now. So
Yeah.
like Bob said, you kind of got to like lean on like you got to try and lean on like the in ring and book her well and do good feuds with her and stuff like that. Like they might have fucked it, bro, and it's a shame because you know I like Liv. You know,
I do too. I do think with that talent pool, there's an argument that she's best as like upper mid card babyface, who's a constant in the tag team setting, who you can heat up for title programs. I don't know. Like, I agree with everything you just said, and I don't mean this as a slight to Liv, but like, I don't know if you booked it well, how much Liv really needs to be the champion. Does that make sense? Like, it's not even, I think some baby faces are just that you find people's level sometimes. That's not a knock. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, I
she's
think,
very much the It's all about the moment, weren't it? With Liv?
yeah,
It was
Yeah.
not. It's like it was nice to see her get the moment, but then what? And that's
Mhm.
that's like the problem with with Liv and baby faces of that nature. You know, who just kind of have like a intangible charm to them, even though you can't be like she's a 10 out of 10 in ring worker or promo or anything like that. Like people just
yeah.
like her. You know,
Yeah, she
Like,
gets.
it's just
She's valuable. Like anyone saying she's not is wrong because she gets over and she connects with people. I don't know, man. That division's pretty deep in terms of like the whole. Remember, it's easy to forget because the SmackDown division is terrible. That they actually like it doesn't have to be that way. When this next draft comes along, whenever that is, it will be different. And
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Gabe came in too late, bro.
Yeah,
You know,
well,
she needed the
oh
classic.
god,
She needed the classic Gabe lose 50 matches and
listen, pal.
finally wins the big one.
I you don't want to see Gabe Sapolsky book Liv Morgan. Neither of us need to see that. All right, let me tell you something. That's playing with fire. Is Liv turning heel? There was one promo segment where she seemed kind of like a heel. What do you
You're
think?
talking about the one after she tapped
One when
but
she
didn't tap.
one when she spoke like a robot and sat down next to Ronda in a face-to-face segment.
No, it wasn't that one I was talking about then.
No, the one you're talking about was the one when they booed her, but she was a babyface, right?
Mhm.
I don't know. She seemed like kind of a heel at times in this program. What do you? Is she just she got an edge, brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
I think she's got a bit of an edge because Ronda's the baby face of the program. That's
Owned.
the one.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is where we're at, bro. Like I said, they might have fucked it. They might have fucked it. But it's
Fair.
No, well, I say they might have fucked it. People are excited for Nikki Ash to do a fucking another gimmick change, so.
Well, you don't have to take shots at me on the air. I mean, leave me out of it, right, mate? What you
Oh,
say?
like Nikki Ash is a good wrestler. You'd just think that, like, after doing a gimmick like Nikki Ash, you'd be fucked, like,
If
completely
you'd like to
finished.
hear more about Nikki, tune into Grin Grappler Asuka, as she is featured there in the last woman standing match from NXT TV. Okay, let's get our predictions. Have we all got Ronda in this thing? I've got Ronda. Bob,
Yes.
you got Ronda?
Mhm.
I do.
Okay. Everyone's got Ronda.
If
folks.
Ronda
That is-
doesn't win this, the way they presented leaving the lead up to it is fucking hilarious. Like,
Yeah. I do think there's a chance Charlotte gets involved, and that's how they get out of it. But then I don't know what you
Come
do
on,
with Liv
mate.
from there. Fuck
Come on,
off.
mate. I love how much you
I
hate
ain't
on
doing
her.
this shit. I ain't doing this shit tonight. All right?
Listen, me and Ashley go way back.
I've heard. Let's do my favorite game now. Guess the cage match score. I'm setting the line. I'm setting the line at a 5.5.
Go on.
Bob, over under 5.5 on cage match as of Monday evening.
Over.
Monty, what do you think?
What,
Cage
Liv
match.
versus Ronda?
Yeah, over under 5.5.
Under? Half? Bro, I think it's going to be like... it's going to be bad.
Do you think?
Listen,
I think
you
they'll
know
come out
what?
the same.
Liv is going to do something stupid that will pop everyone.
Yeah. She can take
Because
she,
she's doing sentons off the ladder on fucking SmackDown.
she takes some
What?
big bumps. Yeah, I think they'll put something
She's,
together. I think it'll be over.
She's going to go for it, yeah. You know, it'll just be like, I don't know, bro. Like, it could be bad.
You won't
It could be really bad.
You won't like it, but cagematch.net, they're going to give it a 6.2.
Yeah.
Listen, you know me. I'm looking for any excuse to put US women's wrestling over. You know?
I've heard that about you. Very famous for that, yeah. Speaking of such, shout out to Liv Morgan, Wrestle Purist Wrestler of the Week. What a fucking decision that was, right, Bob?
Yeah.
I'll never forget when he types it. What the fuck? I'm just kidding, folks. I'm just kidding. All right, let's move forward here. Matt Riddle, Seth freaking Rollins, the Fight Pit match with Daniel Cormier as the special guest referee. Bob, this doing anything for you?
I mean, I've liked the other fight pits. I don't really like this feud, but Daniel Cormier being there is pretty cool, I guess. And you know, it'll be fine. Like, it's a good gimmick for them, I guess. I think they're gonna continue it and have one more in Crown Jewel. But like,
Jesus,
I
really?
know. Yeah.
No one?
Yeah.
What are they going to do at Crown Jewel?
US title.
Probably not Hell in a Cell again, because Seth, did one there last year and then did the one with Cody. I don't like Iron Man or something because they won't hijack the chants and chant stuff like they do when they run Iron Man matches here.
This is my official take on this. Football on.
Yeah,
Co-sign.
I mean, that's fair too. Absolutely.
Monty, this feels like something that's right up your street. Daniel Cormier, Seth
DC.
freaking Rollins, Matt Riddle, mixed martial arts on display. You fired up for this one, pal?
The fighting spirit of Antonio Inoki lives on forever.
That's disgusting. It's a
fight
Seth
pit.
Rollins match, brother.
The fight pit, man. I'm a bit weird on those matches, to be honest. But I feel like most people are, to be fair. The idea of Seth coming out in MMA shorts and his wrist tape popped me huge. He's not going to because we can't have good things, but the idea pops me. Riddle's a great worker. Seth's having a good year. I think DC will surprise people with his participation. I think he'll be quite fun. Yeah, man. I think he'll be a little bit of fun. I don't think it's going to be like a 4.5 star match or anything, but yeah. Well, it could be terrible. Who knows? Seth Rollins might try to throw some leg kicks and throw some elbows and shit, and it might be terrible. But
I think those of you that watch this are gonna have a good time. I think Daniel Cormier is the finish. Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
He's gonna cause Seth in some sort of way, isn't he? That feels like kind of a, like Seth's a dick to him. Tyson Michaels, that kind of spot,
Mm-hmm.
Seth's a dick to him. He eats a big suplex or something. Monty, what do you think? Is that the finish? What do you think?
yeah, obviously the Saudi show's coming up, so he might be on that or something.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Cormier and Matt Riddle. Set the line on that one, brother. It could be interesting. Okay, so I've got Riddle. Bob, you got Riddle?
Yeah.
Monty, Riddle?
Yeah.
All right, now for the real fun. I'm setting the line a 6.5. Bob, over under.
Over.
Damn, you were confident.
The Clash of Castle match is like 8.2. Insanely high.
This is the Fight Pit.
Yeah, but it'll be fine. That doesn't take 2 whole points away from it.
Do they get rated higher, the Fight Pits?
I mean, the two they've done have been pretty fun. I don't
know, man.
The last one was Ciampa versus Thatcher, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You can't compare this to that because they had Tim Thatcher in it.
Well, obviously, no. I'm just thinking that was the last one, and that was like 2-3 years ago.
Do you remember when the fucking police, they got Tim Thatcher off of our televisions, posting those quarter hours every week where he would run off hundreds of thousands of viewers, rather than letting us simply enjoy having Tim Thatcher on the USA Network? Because we don't live in a civilized society anymore. Instead, we can't just enjoy things,
People don't like real wrestlers anymore,
Let
bro. It's
people
fucking...
enjoy things. All I wanted was some Tim Thatcher on the USA Network, and everyone keeps taking the piss out of his television ratings. You don't care about it. He don't have got a phone. He's got a fucking television. Anyway.
Tim Thatcher being a ratings killer is like
Incredible bit.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. Can you imagine like Gabe Sapolsky like shuffling his way into meetings every week and them explaining it to him, and he's like, "Give it time, man. In all seriousness, he's going to be back soon, right? He's 100% going to be back,
Probably.
He's getting pushed in now, I believe. So.
Oh, that fucking rules! I didn't realize it was like I thought he's round slowed down. Is he still getting?
Isn't he? He's tag champion.
I thought they dropped him.
Maybe.
Real hooper. Anyway, shout out to him. Tim, hope you're enjoying the show. All right, Monty, where you at? 6.5 over under for Riddle and Rollins. It seems like it's going to be over.
Yeah, over.
All right, what do you guys say? I'm going to say under. Fuck it, I'm going to rate it 0. Speaking of zeros, the strap match with Drew McIntyre and Karrion Kross. This is disgusting. There's so much to dislike about this. There's so many things that make me mad. The angle they did on SmackDown was one of the worst angles of the year. I appreciate that Drew didn't sell what saying didn't hit him, but at the same time, it made it come across even funnier. Karrion Kross is wrestling on pay-per-view. The last time he wrestled on pay-per-view, he had a 1 3/4 star match on the Ric Flair last show event. Drew McIntyre is Tyson
fascinating match.
It really was.
It was fascinating.
Really was. Yeah, low key, thought it was kind of good. Drew McIntyre sung after losing the biggest match of his life. There's a strap involved. Monty, you excited?
I'm interested.
Wow. You're kind of an apologist for Karrion Kross, right? Fair to say. No, you think he's like you don't think you
apologies.
Think he's
Apologies, probably a bit far because it's not like if anyone said he's not good in ring, it's not like I'm going to dispute that. But it's more of like the degree he was pushed at in NXT. Maybe he shouldn't have had the piss took out of him when he first got called up.
Yeah,
So that's kind of where I'm at.
You're not as far as Crosby, is what you're saying.
What?
Well, he's a cross pervert, isn't he? You know what I mean?
No.
Cross his
He's alright.
It's not. It's not like I'd be like, he's a 5-star worker or anything. But if you book him how he's supposed to be booked,
Don't worry, mate. I've got you back. Don't worry. He's alright.
You can create a nice aura around him.
Enjoy it. Look, mate. Like the things you like, all right? Don't worry about it. You don't have to defend yourself. He's alright. Don't worry about it.
He's interesting.
Well,
interesting case.
Not get carried away. Bob,
you like the hair?
I think he looks great with hair.
I don't like the hair.
It reminds me a bit of Gerard Butler.
It takes the edge off him.
I don't need it. I think he's a good-looking fella. I don't know. I mean, I'd have him wear less fucking leather jackets. You know what I mean? But I know he's Triple H is booking him ultimately. I know he's got to appeal to the fucking man that matters. Look forward to his next logo. I'm sure there'll be some sort of not. Jesus Christ, what's that? What was that sound? Got ice next to you or something?
It was paper crunching. It was like it's 2 feet away from me or something. So I was quite surprised at how much that must have came through.
What is this?
It's a piece of paper, man.
You'll pop how that sounded. That was incredible. All right, fine. Bob, where do you stand?
It's a really dumb idea to do this match. Neither guy should be losing, and they don't do the strap matches in the way that you just touch all 4 corners, and that at least kind of softens the blow a little bit. But one of them's going to instead get pinned, and neither one really should be taking a pin right now.
Why?
And
why can't they just pin Karrion Kross?
I guess
what's going to happen?
It's his first
Jack
pay-per-view
Crosby
match.
Going to fucking break the network or something? What's he going to do?
Well, it's true, but I mean, he's the one that makes the least amount of sense to lose too, though. Like he's the new guy, right?
I'd pin Drew. Fuck it.
Bro, fuck off. No, stop this. I ain't doing this. You're not made me defend Drew on this show. Drew has got to win this match. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Bro,
I agree, but like...
Why? Why does Drew need to win this match?
Because in his home island, he lost a major match and sung afterwards.
Yeah, that was the...
Yeah.
It was a month ago.
Yeah, it was a month ago. They're fed, bro.
Oh, this is disgusting. No, you're encouraging each other now. You're playing a game.
Listen. Drew will be fine, This is what I'll do. I'll kick the shit out of him and turn him heel, but, I ain't got the pen.
All right. Okay, look, here's the deal. We've avoided this for long enough. I'm regretfully going to take off Willie's comment about football on. The Fiend. The Fiend is looming large over this situation. Do we get the Fiend in this match? Bob, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, this makes a lot of sense unless they just have like the main event angle be him come out, but I don't know why you'd end a show like that. So, yeah, as far as a match that it makes sense for him to show up on, I think he's gonna be on SmackDown anyway. So, yeah, this would be a good one. And I don't want to see him wrestle either of these guys, which is part of the. I don't want to see him wrestle in general, but I don't want to see him wrestle either of these guys. So, it'll be interesting, I guess.
Monty, what do you think? Are we going to get the Fiend in this one?
I don't know, man. I don't know when he's going to come out. I'll just be happy to see him, The Yowie Wowie man. He's back. He's, we got the Hollywood writers in.
Is that
law.
right? Is it Yowie Wowie? Is that what it is? Or is it Wowie Yowie?
Is he Yowie Wowie?
Yeah, you're right. It is.
Yeah, it's Yowie Wowie. The Yowie Wowie man. He's back. The Firefly.
Why is it that when you add man to the end of that, it sounds just immediately wrong? Jesus, look at Bob's Chris Jericho photo there.
Why has everyone got the...
I don't know, man. It's Bob's choice. Nothing to do with me.
He's more than Chris Jericho as well.
Huh? Oh, no.
Why does it look like a fucking... Why is the nose like... Why is it got a snout? Oh no! It's the White Rabbit.
All right, Bob.
The real White Rabbit.
Making me very uncomfortable right now. Jesus. All right. Okay. I need to move on from this. I would like to know. This is very important for me. Thank you for that visual grin there. I would like to know. Hang on a second. We have news. Not real news, but news regarding Bob. This is from Don't Have an At. Wait a second, folks. Our friend Don't Have an At sent me a DM. This is a conversation with Bob from July. Bob said, and I quote, I miss the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. Bob?
Well, yeah, I mean, that was July. SmackDown was still bad. It's getting better now, Like, I said they should bring Bray and Braun back the whole time, and,
Braun?
Yeah, I said both of them.
Hey, Rob, Kevin Nash. Yeah, I'm upset too, man. Braun was one of my favorite guys to watch on TV also. Plus, he's a buddy of mine. I don't know what the hell's going on there. But if you can get rid of the monster, I guess that nobody's safe, right? Or maybe that's the whole reason they got rid of him. I don't know. Anyway, just a pep talk, man. Just gotta... I'm rooting for Orton now. Orton's my new guy. So, I guess that's all I can say. And I'll see you through the week. I'll see you through the window. My grandfather used to say that. See you, cracker. Peace. Peace.
All right, okay. Let's move on from this shit. Who you got winning? I've got Drew. Bob?
It should be Drew, but I think it's going to be Cross.
Monty? You got Cross, haven't you?
I think it should be Cross, but it's going to be Drew.
Oh, wow. A crisscross, dare I say.
Or it'll be we'll get the Fiend's divine intervention, and we'll get like a no contest or some shit.
All right. I would like to make it clear that if Cross wins this, you don't have to do that bit on Twitter where you're like, owned at Joe Hall. I will not watch this match. I refuse to watch this match.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that too. I wouldn't publicly celebrate Carrying Cross win anyway.
Yeah, might send me a message or two, but wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I just want Drew McIntyre to be a heel again. I think I'm tired of babyface coming up with corny lines because he's got a free mic. Drew McIntyre.
Have you considered there's no good guys left in wrestling? And the solution of simply turning everyone heel is not necessarily the thing to fix it.
I enjoyed Drew as a heel. I've never really like. I've never enjoyed Drew as a babyface, even with the title wins and everything. Because
I agree with you.
As a heel, so.
I agree with you, but like, who is SmackDown's babyfaces?
I don't know. I think someone.
Sami
Zayn eventually.
Yeah.
Right, go on. Sami Zayn.
Ricochet. You need? No, you don't need. If you got Sami Zayn, what else do you need? You know, get a lot of TV time out of him, brother. Okay, listen, I could get an hour out of Sami Zayn every week, easy.
Pervert. All right, setting the line at a 6 for Drew Mac and Karrion Kross.
Madcap Moss.
Bobby Two Shoes over under 6.
Under.
Monty over under 6 for the strap match.
Under. Actually,
I'm gonna go over.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get about a 6. So I'm struggling.
I don't really care about Drew. I've never thought he was like the guy. He is an animal in the ring, man. That dude, he will like destroy himself before he has like an actively shitty match. That dude always works hard. And Kross, I don't think Kross is that bad in ring. I will never watch this, but I think it could be quite good. Bianca Belair versus Bayley in a ladder match, the Raw Women's title. I have some concerns here. The ladder match stipulation, I don't know how I feel about it. You know, Bayley's had, I think, 6-7 matches probably since she came back. I don't love this business of someone coming back from a torn ACL and being like, well, let's do a fucking 25-minute ladder match that closes the show. They do this stuff a lot. They really do. But nonetheless, I think Bayley is a borderline genius when it comes to match layout and ideas with stipulations. She's so good at it that I assume this is going to be great. And I would say it's the match that's a lie. It's the second match in terms of my personal interest. We'll get to the other one last, apparently, according to Wikipedia's rundown here. Bob, fired up, Bianca and Bayley?
Yeah, it should be really good. I think their matches before Bayley got hurt were awesome. This one should be quite good, too. I think it's going to main event the show. Looking forward to it.
Do you think this is the so you think this is the main event? Do you think there's any chance of Finn and Edge?
No, I forgot about that. No, probably not. Hopefully not.
Yeah, I think this is the main event too, to be fair. Monty, fired up for Bianca and Bayley?
Yeah, Bayley's obviously, she just came back from like a long-term injury and she's wrestled quite a few times, but not really doing anything properly fleshed out. She's great at match layouts, like you mentioned, just, and you know, Bianca's like tremendous, obviously. So, you know, it could be a good match, man. It could be one of the better matches on the show, definitely. So,
I think so.
We'll see what happens. I think there'll probably be a title change as well. Yeah, I think Bayley's winning the belt. And to your point about like Bayley like jumping into a ladder match, I think like WWE's mentality with that stuff has always just been like, if they're cleared, they're cleared. Like,
yeah, they're in. Yeah, I agree.
If you're cleared, you're cleared.
Yeah.
You do it all.
Do you remember when in NXT, for like every year, Bobby Fish would get cleared just in time to do War Games?
Yeah.
It would be like, oh fuck, who's gonna be the full when Bob would get somehow get himself?
I hate how everyone hates him now.
Well, he posted a picture of Brendan Sharp on his Instagram today, so.
Oh well.
Yeah, I may have to join the.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Quick thing here.
I'll stay quiet.
Fair. Cody, great friend of the show, has resubscribed Prime 5 months. Also, I don't know why these fellas tell on themselves for this stuff. You know, in 5 months, Jesus wept. And also, Jay Quick followed. We appreciate you, pal. Cody, thank you very much for the subscription. All right. Monty, you kind of spoiled your prediction here. Bob, do you agree? Are we going to get a title change for the women's title?
Yeah, I think part of the reason that they do a ladder match is they can get the belt off Bianca without having her take a pin here. You could argue, I guess, that it's too early and they could have one more match and do it there instead. But what? I mean, it's Bayley, man. Bianca's been champion since Mania. She's not going to be hurt if she loses it. You could do it here.
I don't know, lads. I don't know where I stand on this business. I think everything you're saying makes sense, and then you assume War Games the babyfaces win, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Fuck, you've booked so much heat, man. They're kicking the shit out of the babyfaces. I mean, I'm all for heat, but good lord, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I guess it would be like a swerve, most likely with a Candice LeRae involvement or something. I think if I was booking, personally, if I was booking, I think I would have Bianca. Not answering anymore. I would have Bianca. I would have her retain because I think I'd have Becky even the odds in the middle of the match and get a big pop for that. That's what I would do. I'm gonna have Becky come down in the middle, and then we can do the Candice business and whatever else for Elektra and Escalator. We can, cross that bridge when we get to it. I would be hesitant to go the whole way here with the all the gold thing immediately. Legitimately, like 2 months into their run, they have all the gold. I don't know. Wouldn't my play personally. Monty, you think there's a title change? What are you reckon? Is it the right decision or is it just your prediction? What do you think? Both?
I think the only way, I think you kind of have to put the belt on Bayley within the next couple of months. So you either do it now, or Bianca wins and you do it in Saudi or something. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes.
So, like, where do you guys think the belt's like going? Like who's the babyface then that beats Bayley? Like
Sasha.
Becky?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know. I feel
Tiffany
like
Stratton.
I feel like I'm coming across like a hater, but like I don't necessarily understand like the
Roxanne
desperation.
Perez.
Well, there has
Fallon Henley.
the Fiend won the world's title in Saudi.
Ivy Noyle.
All right, stop it now, kid. All right.
Tatum Paxley.
My concern with this is like I know this act pops Triple H, and it's like a thing he's obviously really into, and rightly so. But like, do you really need to go with all the gold 10 fucking weeks into their existence? Like, then what do you do with them after this? I don't know, man. Like,
I ain't got the answers.
I would like the act to be like, I guess. Here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. The way that everyone's talking about this stuff, and like Bayley, well, we have to get the belt on Bayley in the next couple of months. It's like you would think they were like the NWO, and they had like this. They were coming out to these big reactions. They're not getting huge reactions or anything. I don't really get it. Like, I don't know why we're so desperate to beat Bianca. Like, she's the face of the division. Like, she could beat Bayley, and it would not be a problem to me. Whatever. I don't know. Do what you want.
It's because the feud's been going on for so long, and you know it's the War Games match as well. You know,
yeah, but Bayley has beat the shit out of it in every interaction, hasn't she?
Yeah, but they're probably going to do the other match at Saudi as well. So it's like you can't have Bianca beat Bayley twice when it actually comes down to the matches, and then do the War Games. I don't know. I don't know if it even really makes sense, to be honest. It's just, I guess it's more where I think they're going with it.
No, that's fine.
I feel like they want to just, obviously Bayley was gone for a long time, and I think they just want to make it as big of a splash as possible. She obviously wanted to bring like Dakota and Io up with her. You know.
I'm not even saying it doesn't make sense. I don't know how fleshed out it is, because then my other question would be like who does she work Becky? I guess then Bayley would, right?
Yeah.
So if you get up with, pull up Willie's comment.
There you go, female undisputed era, baby.
It is Triple H, man. I'm telling you.
But I agree with this, and I'm not even an undisputed era fan. But that act was a lot more like.
Yeah, it was, and they were a lot more established by the time they'd done the whole like all the gold thing as well.
Yeah, Cole took a while. They debuted in. This is actually a good example. Okay, they debuted in August 2017, and Cole didn't win the world title for like 18 months.
Yeah, it was a while, man.
Yeah,
even though it was the feud that he first went into.
They teased it, yeah, but then they went elsewhere with Drew. Remember, because he dropped to Andrade.
I don't know, man. I think it's just all about the impression they're trying to make, especially with Dakota and Io. I know, obviously, that's separate to the Bayley winning the big one, but
I get you.
Obviously, you know, it has a overall effect on how the unit is perceived. I do think Triple H is really trying to make a point with Io and Dakota, trying to establish them, even if at times it has felt like very forced because they haven't got the crowd reactions that fans of them would have liked them to get on the main roster. But I guess, you know, doing all this heat, brother, they'll be getting some reactions, and it's like, I don't know, man. They're definitely good, especially Io. Obviously, she looked a lot more comfortable last night. Hopefully, that's a sign of things to come. Dakota's obviously, you know, she's probably been overall the best performer out of all three of them since they've came up, to be honest.
Yeah, I would say so.
So it's like, as long as they can still, you know, fill their role on the performance side, you know, you got all the heat, brother.
You know who's always been out of Philly's role in terms of performance, Monty? Late night grin Hall of Famer. The big man is back. Jack Crosby. How you doing, pal?
I just came here to hear Monty bullshit about fucking NXT and shit, like, you know, the usual Tuesday night shit. Monty, what's on tonight? Who's on?
I don't know.
What's going on? What the fuck is on? You don't know.
It's the rebrand tonight.
You're
right?
the expert.
Oh yeah, it's the rebrand.
No,
I already said. Did you see the picture of the new? Did you see that? Did you see the new logo?
Yes.
Yeah, very nice.
What's with the orange? Like, it's like, so what's he going for? Is he going for black and gold meets the rainbow? Fucking.
Well, he's a big Taz fan, isn't he, Triple H?
No, it looks like he tried to mesh the fucking black and gold with the rainbow shit, man.
We were just we were predicting this pay-per-view, Jack. Do you want to do your quick predictions for the matches we've done so far, so we can get you on record here?
I'll be other than the fight pit. What else is going on?
Okay, give me your prediction on these guys. Liv and Ronda, Extreme Rules match.
Ronda.
Who you got? Ronda. Okay. Yeah, we all had Ronda, right? That's a unanimous pick. Okay. Riddle and Seth in the fight pit. What do you think?
Tough to tell, because what is Daniel Cormier? What's the end game with Cormier in WWE? Is this a one? Is this a one-off and we don't see him for a while, or is Cormier sticking around for a bit? No, I mean not every week, obviously, because he has shit to do. But is he going to become like a regular type presence from now until WrestleMania? This one's tough, but I will say Matt Riddle wins. Like Cormier kind of helps him and Seth. Maybe he does something with Seth Cormier.
That's kind of where I settled. I think the finish, the comparison I made was, the Tyson Shawn Michaels deal from 14, that kind of deal. He fucks around with him, gets his shit. Okay. Yeah. Drew Mack and Karrion Kross. This is the big one.
You really asking me that? You really?
I got a little bit heated about this. I think Drew Mack's got a win, Jack. I'm sure you've got Kross. Tell me about it.
Don't you think you've pissed me off enough today with your bullshit in the group chat? You couldn't just leave it? You couldn't just leave it go?
I was not your main nemesis today, Jack Crosby, and you know that. There was a particular member of our three-man group chat who was venomous today. You would agree, Jack, I'm sure.
The shoot was out of hand today. Don't mind the dogs. Allie's taking the baby upstairs after dinner. I just can't see them. In all honesty, I can't see them jobbing Cross out. Like, especially, I can't see him doing it like this. But then it's a tough sell because do you want to do that to Drew again? Like, do you want to have Drew become this guy that, like, all right, now you're just going to put people over?
Yeah.
I'll say, all right, you know what? I'll say Drew. I'll say Drew wins.
Good job, Jack. That's good. I'm proud of him. We needed our relationship needed that after today, didn't it, Jack? It needed us to agree on that.
It's been a rough day. Look at my you see the bags under my eyes. Like,
I know
it's been a long day with you and that other fuck.
I know. We don't talk about AEW on Fed Dead. We had a couple.
It was bad. It got heated. Some names were thrown around.
Yeah. Emergency exit routes were planned. Escapes from the industry.
The shoot disappeared for like a solid hour or so. We couldn't find them.
Yeah, we contacted the police. It was a whole deal. Anyway, enough about that.
What else?
Okay, we were just talking about Bianca and Bayley. Bob, you took Bayley, right?
Yes.
Monty, you took Bayley too? I'm going to take Bianca with a Becky interference, Reno in her return. Jack, what do you think? Is Bayley getting the belt here in this ladder match?
No.
Oh my God. I like this. You and I on the same page, brother.
No.
Do you think she should?
I think Bayley should get a title soon. I don't think it should be. Here's the thing. I have seen so many times now that they are really playing up how Bianca has beaten every one of the 4 horsewomen except for one.
Oh no.
I keep seeing I see it legit 2-3 times a week on average. And who is due back soon? They're not going to take that title away from Bianca. Now, I'm not saying Charlotte will, but no,
Is she due back soon?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
She should be in theory, but I
Yeah,
don't think
she's been due back soon for about 2 months.
Longest fucking. Well, wait a minute. Refresh my memory. Was she due back before all of the Vince shit went down?
I
Yeah.
don't think there's ever been like a concrete.
Well, no one
timeline.
asked.
When did Andrade come back in that battle royal? Because that's when it was.
I only say that because I could see that maybe she was due back while Vince was still there, and then her being like Hunter's adopted daughter, he probably said, no, you're gonna sit home for a little bit because I'm gonna figure out how I want to use you now. So she's probably like, all right. He's like, yeah, take some extra time. I'm gonna figure out how I want to use you.
So, serious question.
Yeah,
we're on the World Wide Web, right, Bob? We're all on the internet. You're very online, Bob. How many times do you see someone tweet like a wrestling fan? Hey guys, where's Charlotte Flair at? How many times do you see that tweet, Bob? Do you see that very often?
No, there was some of it like yesterday because I guess she posted something, but other than that, no, it's been a pretty quiet 4 months.
Would you say it's a little bit weird for a wrestler to be a 27-time world champion in 4 years, and yet no one really cares when she's not on? It's like kind of weird, right? Like she's been the champ every time she's been around, but then when she's gone, people just kind of like forget that she's a. You know what I mean?
She doesn't seem to like have stands or anything, or like.
Right.
No.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's weird, right? Monty, what do you think? You think I want to say it here? I mean, I'm just throwing things out there, some ideas. I mean, I know you're.
She definitely doesn't have the following of the other horsewoman.
Yeah,
Andrade came back on the 8th of June.
Jesus Christ.
That's 4 months ago. Respect. I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of those shenanigans.
More people have Stan accounts attributed to Xia Li's workout videos than they do Charlotte Flair.
Listen, our friend Contrarian Alex does not need to be brought up on this show. He's on the Grin Grappler in 50 minutes, right? Just leave that there. Okay. Let's move forward on this deal. Edge, Finn Balor, I Quit match. This could be many things all at once. This could actually be really good. But if the runtime on this is very scary.
Yeah.
It could be very good. I think it could also be very, very bad. And I dare say exhausting. Bob, which of those two are you leaning towards currently?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'll probably enjoy it for like 15 or 20 minutes, and then they'll go another 10 minutes after that, and it'll just not be great. And so if they can manage to keep it at like 20 minutes, it'll be fine. Anything else? No.
Before we actually continue this, I should go back and be a professional. Cage match rating, I'm going to set the line for Bailey and Bianca at a 7.5. Over, under, Bob, cage match?
Over.
My God, Monty?
Over.
Jack, what do you think? Cage match rating for Bailey versus Bianca, over, under, 7.5?
Unanimous, over.
My God, the confidence. I love to see it. Okay, Jack, you excited to see Edge and Finn Balor in an I Quit match?
Oh, look, I'm probably not going to see any of this. Let's just be clear, because WWE decides to fucking run pay-per-views on college football Saturday. So I'm not going to watch this show, but I'll get my picks.
Fair.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch any of this, but holy crap. It's got to be Edge.
Yeah.
Sure. Adam Edge.
Adam Edge is an incredible bit. It will always pop me.
That's how I texted the Bray Wyatt thing to Bob, and it ruined his whole day.
It did, yeah.
I texted Bob. I was like, "Hey, Bob, I just thought of something. Like when Bray Wyatt does come back, he's eventually going to have to work with Adam Edge." And when Bob just went, "Oh no!"
Edge and Beth versus Bray and Alexa at the grandest stage of them all. Imagine the entrances, brother. 3 1/4. All right. Monty, Edge and Finn, are you fired up, brother?
No.
No. Well, you get what you get, I suppose. That works. Yeah, I don't want to really dwell on this. This is we'll let it play out. Hopefully it's good. I love Finn. I would like this to be good. Monty, what do you think prediction wise? Jack is taking the famed Adam Edge. Who have you got?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Don't seem very excited for this one, mate. You seem a bit downtrodden. You're much more excited about Karrion Kross.
Everybody should be excited about Karrion Kross. What?
Fair. All right, that's
I
fine.
swear to God, I'm telling you guys right now, the day he gets strapped up, and you know Hunter's going to do it. Hunter's going to put a world title on him. You know it's going to happen. You're not going to be able to get me off of this screen.
This is not right. This is unfair. You don't need to threaten us for these kind of things, Jack.
You know
right?
Triple Paul's going to do it.
Bob, who you got? Finn or Edge?
Probably Edge, I guess. It should be Finn just to kind of help get the group over a little bit more, but it'll probably be
I
Edge.
like this from Joe in the chat. Over under 25 minutes.
Oh, I don't think it'll go. I don't think it'll go 25. Genuinely, I don't. Jack said over. It was maybe up, but
I think it'll go over, bro.
How many matches are on this card?
6.
Not that many.
Over.
It's going over, bro.
Here's the thing, though. You're forgetting something. They do like 15 minutes in between every match of like adverts and promotionals and.
Not this one.
I really don't want to get off. I really don't mean to get off track, but I do have an honest question that maybe Bobo can answer for me.
Probably Bob. Yeah.
Why is this show on Saturday?
It's kind of just what they're doing now. Like Survivor Series on Saturday. They're
Really?
just they're.
I thought it was just like SummerSlam. I know SummerSlam.
No.
I thought it was SummerSlam, like Money in the Bank. Like that was all of them are Saturdays now.
Yeah, it kind of feels like Mania is going to be like the only Sunday show going forward. I haven't seen the schedule.
Oh, so
for
college
next year,
football
but-
season. I can't watch any of these things.
Yeah, which it kind of sucks, but like it's cool when college football's not on. But
God, what an incredible way to play into the bit of the day where Jack, Shoot, and I were just pondering when we were going to stop watching wrestling.
Oh, yeah, we've been going since what, this morning?
Yeah.
It's almost 7:30. You Shoot and I were going since like 11:30 this morning.
Yeah.
We've been going for like a solid
There was
8 hours.
Listen, this is a Fed show, but fuck it, this was funny. There was an incredible sequence where I came in, like I'd kind of missed a lot of it, and I came in and was like, he's fucked. He's in Tony's in, he's fucked. And Jack and I just went back and forth. And about an hour later, she was like, you piece of shit pronounced my favorite wrestling promotion dead. I was like, oh, yeah. We did do
Joe
that.
and I buried AEW under the ground for an hour, and Shoot just got so fed up.
We wasn't even like saying anything like insightful. We were just like, yeah, it's over. Fuck it, it's finished. Just threw the towel in.
Bob, I told Shoot goes, what are we gonna do after AEW goes under with the late night grin? I said we're gonna do a podcast about the Cavender twins.
there you go.
Did not think that was going to come on these shows, but I respect it greatly. All right, here we go. Let's proceed forward here. I'm going to set the line for the cage match rating. Edge and Finn, I'm going to set the line at a 6.25. Over under Jack Crosby, what you got?
Under.
My God, Bob.
Probably under.
Monty. This is crazy. It's got to be over. Come on, man. It's got to be over.
Monty, what are you thinking about?
It seems so.
You better
No,
not
but
think about
you want to use its cage match. Like, I'm gonna give it under, but it'll get over on cage match.
So yeah. I think what's up with Monty, Jack, is that we were talking about Timothy Thatcher earlier. And I think we've all got a little bit emotional, before you got here. So
Wait, why'd you
we were talking about Timothy Thatcher. When the police run him off of television because he used to lose viewership every week.
I didn't even think of him. When's he coming back? When's Paul bringing him back?
Or maybe he's going to be like the puppet in the Firefly Funhouse or something.
Paul's already got Biff Busick back in that building.
I think they'll
coming?
both be on the new NXT. In all seriousness, but we'll let it play out. Okay, there we go, folks. Edge and Finn, last match I'm most looking forward to. The good old-fashioned Donnybrook 6-man, Brawling Brutes, Sheamus, Ridge Holland and Butch up against Imperium, Gunther, Kaiser, and Vinci, who every time I read that name, I say to myself, who the fuck is Giovanni Vinci? And I remember that it's Fabian Eichner. This has been the best stuff in WWE. I think that's kind of a unanimous take. I think everyone agrees this stuff's been awesome. They're doing a match called a good old-fashioned Donnybrook match. They did an angle that was like good on SmackDown, a good wrestling angle in the year of 2022. I'm fired up. Monty, you fired up for the good old-fashioned Donnybrook?
Yeah, of course. It's the Brutes versus Imperium. So you just know from a work rate point of view, it's just it'll be very high floor on that. And like you said, actually, in the year 2022, there was a good wrestling angle on a weekly TV show. It's fucking, Sheamus, the die-hard babyface, That's what we need. The foreign heel, This is pro wrestling,
when
bro.
you put it that way, Monty, that sounds fucking insane. Especially when you're like the big white meat baby face Sheamus against the foreign heel.
Bro.
It's like, what?
It's one of those things that you wouldn't have thought they would get to it, but then you watch it in action, you're like, it actually kind of rules because the audience respects Sheamus, because he's been around for so long.
He's starting to get that reaction. Like you're not going to boo him anymore. The people they love and respect everything he's done.
Exactly.
Ever since SummerSlam as well, it's gone to another level.
100%, yeah. Do you think he's? This is another question, but is there a chance he goes in his pay-per-view as champ? Is he going to win this belt tomorrow? Do you think by any chance? Or tomorrow, Friday, whenever the fuck it is?
Sheamus? Yeah, I think he is actually.
Yeah, that's
I think he's going to win it.
Premiere show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he's going to get his Intercontinental title tomorrow.
I think he is, and I think Imperium will then just win this match, and it'll be kind of like.
Yep.
Yeah, Sheamus is going to get his title tomorrow.
You can kind of do the thing they used to do back in the olden days, Jack, when a guy would lose the IC belt, but they'd actually be elevated up the card.
Yeah,
you can do that with Gunther, right? You can feud with Bray Wyatt.
They done it with Bobby Lashley, whenever it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Sheamus, he deserves that fucking last belt.
And you can't ask for a better scenario. Like you have the storyline with Sheamus where that's the only one he needs. Yeah. You want to take what the fuck, Gunther? It's so fucking stupid. You want to take him, and you can see they definitely want to elevate him.
Yeah.
So you do the switch.
I'll be real with you guys, and I'm sure people would scoff at it. If they did a program on SmackDown of Braun Strowman versus Gunther, let me tell you something. I talked myself into watching some Friday Night Wrestling, brother. You know what I mean?
Talking my language.
Walking the King's Road and all that good stuff.
Talking my language, bro. You see tomorrow. You see Wardlow versus Braun Cage.
Yeah.
Talking my language. It's the only good thing TK's done in about a month.
Oh, come on. That's unfair.
That was a little That was a little harsh.
That was a little much, yeah. Granted,
will you cut the guy a break, man?
Yeah.
No.
Paul Levesque has this guy all in his fucking.
I'll never give that billionaire. I'll never give any billionaire a break. You're
not like Bob. Bob's friend to all billionaires, right, Bob?
It's true.
Bob is a billionaire.
But enough about Trump. Anyway. Bob, are you excited for the Donnybrook?
Yeah, no, it should be a lot of fun. They're just gonna beat the shit out of each other for 12 minutes or whatever. I do think Sheamus is gonna win and then go in with the belt, and Imperium will get their win back, and it'll be a good time, man.
Okay. All right. I'm taking Imperium, but I assume Sheamus goes in as champ. Bob, you just said the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
Monty, what do you think? Imperium winning the pay-per-view match?
No, I think Gunther's gonna win again tomorrow. No, Friday.
That's my thing. Yeah, you might be right. I don't know. I don't think they've signaled it in a way where he has to win. Shows this could be where they win in some ways, right? Mm-hmm. Would that be the take then? Would you say then the Brutes would win on Sunday or Saturday?
Yeah.
That works. That is one thing to keep in mind with this match, guys. This is Saturday, SmackDown's Friday. These fellas could be the match they had last time. They try and wrestle that again. The next day could be pretty painful for them, I would suggest. So that's one thing to keep in mind in regarding this one. Jack, have you got Imperium for the pay-per-view match?
Yeah. Sheamus Friday and then Imperium on Saturday.
I am setting the line for cage match a 7.5. Bobby, over under.
Go over.
Wow, did you see that hesitation there?
Mm.
Slight doubt.
I'll put it over. I don't know if they'll put it over 7.5, but
What do you mean you'll be? How do you know? It could be the shits, Bob. How do you know? It could be terrible.
well,
What if
if
it's a
their
disaster?
if their first match was any indication, I think all 6 are pretty good, and
I'm just,
hopefully, yeah.
Monty, over under 7.5.
I'd go over. You probably set the line a little low. He's cage match. He's probably gonna get like a 9.
Here's the thing. Did not ask if you thought my line was good. Asked over under. Okay, kid?
I remember. I liked
This is-
it.
I'm the
I liked it
professional.
earlier when you was staying consistent. Someone said something in the chat, and it was like, I like this game of 6 over and under. Like
That would be a terrible line. I mean, come on. Good lord. What do you think I am? Some sort of amateur, Jack? You know, I've been on the big wrestling sites, as you know, Crosby. Over under 7.5, Jack. What do you think?
Over.
Okay.
Easy.
All right. Finally, general excitement for the Extreme Rules. Monty, where do you stand on this? You excited for the big show? 6 matches. I think it should be a good time, even though we kind of picked apart some pieces of it. You fired up for this one?
And I kind of actually tried to do an Extreme Rules card,
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know why. It's just, I don't know. My excitement for US wrestling is not, it's not peaking right now, brother.
You're more of a Brit Rest guy, aren't you?
That's you.
Yeah, true.
Going fucking Crystal Palace to watch wrestling. Fucking wrong.
Jesus! Call me a wrong un, man. Fuck. Jesus.
I don't know, brother. It'll be like, I don't know, 6 out of 10. Personal excitement.
It's so funny that your gimmick around here is fed bootlicker, and like you seem to be less excited for this show than every WWE fan that I know and I'm aware of. They seem to think it's the best show of the year.
I'm a fed bootlicker in comparison to the people that I'm around. So
Yeah, that's 100% what it is. Yeah.
Buddy, you were watching the Rainbow NXT. We know.
oh, bro,
We know.
I've done some of my best scouting.
And he called me a wrong un.
You know?
Okay.
I take my role seriously.
There was a great occasion where I was updating this is peak Monty and I was updating my TW gimmick, right? And there was none of the NXT kids were on there. So I just sent Monty a list of NXT wrestlers and was like, are these guys any good? Got the full report back. It was tremendous. Good deal. Jack, are you excited for Extreme Rules? I know you're not watching it, but if you were, would you be excited or do you not care about it?
If I was, yeah, I'd be pretty excited. Actually, the PR guy from WWE reached out to me the other day, and he was like, "Do you want to go? Like, do you and your wife want to go?"
Oh my god!
And it's in Philly. Like,
Yeah.
We did the Royal Rumble 2018. Me and Allie. They reached out. They gave us really good tickets for Takeover. And even Rumble, like our takeover seats were insane. WWE hooked us up with, but the Rumble ones were really good. But we'll never do it again. I will never go to a Royal Rumble ever again.
Really? Why? What's up?
It was too fun, and it was the first year of the women's.
Yeah.
So we had 2 Rumble. There were 2 Rumble matches.
Oh god.
I don't like Bob. You've been, but like it's just exhausting after a while. Like you're just sitting
Bro,
there, you're like, all
this
right.
year's Rumble fucked Bob up. He went to fucking therapy after that shit. Have you heard about that stuff? Bobby was in there. He was devastated by that show.
That was bad.
Like my poor wife was like, all right, we're never doing that. I was like, no, we're not doing that again. If they ever ask us to go to the Rumble, we're not doing it.
The takeover was Andrade and Johnny, right?
Uh-huh. I was in that building, buddy.
That match was so fucking good, man. I watched that today because when I watched the Asuka Ember thing for NXT for the Green Grappler, I was like, this NXT was so cool. That was the best, man. That version of NXT before it became just like the Undisputed Era and PWG. It was fucking awesome.
That was what I've been to a lot of wrestling shows. That the atmosphere in that building when Johnny and Andrade were doing their thing was unlike anything I've ever experienced. Like that was wild.
Yeah, it was a classic match. All right. I guess that brings us to our conclusion here. The Extreme Rules, predictions, preview, all that good stuff is in the books. Bobby, any final words, thoughts, plugs, promotions?
No, if you want to watch the Green Grappler about Asuka, we'll be back in half hour. So please join us for that. 6 very good matches that I watched this afternoon.
Yep.
It's always a fun time over there. But yeah, that's the only plug. Pretty excited for Extreme Rules. The B pay-per-views have been pretty good this year. I've been high on
I
them
agree.
kind of before everything shifted. I think it's the first really one that Triple H has had, but I thought Backlash was good, and the one Hell in a Cell was good too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would like to co-sign. This Asuka show is going to be a hell of a time. I'm glad we went with Asuka. I mean, I love Arn Anderson, but I think people probably are aware of where we're going to go with that. Jack, any plugs or promotions? Anything to promote for Triple H?
No, not yet.
Not yet. All right.
Not yet.
Yeah. I liked earlier when you use the code, when you use like the WWE PR guy, rather than just saying Hunter called me and said, "Do you want to come? Do you want to agent a couple matches for me?" This is a good question, actually, before we get out of here.
No, what I had.
What Jack's thoughts on Inoki? Good question. You actually you're one of the first people that kind of the story was out there, right? You messaged us.
Yeah, it was weird. I saw the Yahoo Japan article and I didn't see anyone else on my timeline talking about it. I was like, hey, Antonio Inoki's dead.
Yeah. And
then everybody started going I was like, I don't know if you guys saw this. And because I even not seeing people talk about it, I checked I quadruple checked to make sure I wasn't reading a satire article. I'm like, no, this is Yahoo Japan site. He's dead.
Mm-hmm.
He changed the game in Japanese wrestling with New Japan. And I mean, I'm not obviously he was big in the political world, but as far as Inoki, it was more on wrestling. And I mean, he had his mistakes that Hiroshi Tanahashi had to fix by himself. Yeah, he had his mistakes and all. He almost put New Japan in the gutter until Tanahashi said, "Okay, hold on."
Yeah.
No. I mean, that dude, like, when you talk about legends in wrestling, that gets thrown around a lot. Like, he's one of them.
Yeah.
Like, if you put Antonio Inoki on your Mount Rushmore, few people are going to argue with you, and they probably should.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Antonio Inoki is
genuinely one of one, right? Like,
no, there'll never be another Inoki. I mean, I watched that video so many times of him with the great Antonio when that guy. You guys know what video I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
There's one you can watch it with Bill Burrs. He has like his commentary track.
I think some wrestlers these days need that treatment. Some of these guys. Some of these guys need someone to go in that ring and just legitimately beat the shit out of them.
Listen, bro, we don't talk about Sammy Guevara around here.
That's what I was thinking.
I know it was. All right, there you go. Monty Dangerously. Any plugs, any promotions? The Fame Wrestle Purist is rolling.
Yeah, Wrestle Purist, subscribe to us if you're if you haven't already. Send us super chats so I can continue not to pay the staff.
Good idea.
Yeah, man.
Backup Hangman's contract is pretty sizable. The creative control clause that I could not get in my deal. I thought was a little bit unfair, but we'll talk that off the air. All right, folks, we'll be back in just under half an hour. Grin Grappler, Asuka, genuinely one of the most unanimously beloved, just fucking coolest wrestlers of this last 2 decades, I guess would be the time span to give, especially the last decade. Everyone fucks with Asuka, right? That's just his what it is. So that's what we're talking about in just under half an hour. Grin Grappler, myself, Bobby, Oracle, and the famed contrarian Alex. We will see you there. We hope you've enjoyed this. On behalf of the great Jack Crosby, you can follow him at, where we at? J Crosby CBS, Jack. That's right. There you go. You can follow Montgomery at Montel WP. And you can follow Bob at, I'm not going to do it. That's I was going to go a very specific direction and I stopped myself. At Robert O'Neill 31.
There you go.
Bob?
Yep.
And you become a patron at latenightgrin.com for just $1. And this Thursday, our annual LNG draft gets underway. So much to look forward to. Enjoy the pay-per-view, so on and so forth. Keep grinning. All hail. Enjoy this outro.